break because we don't want to shorten that. And this time, please allow me to invite Brother Minister John K. Githinji.
Good morning, everyone. My name is John Githinji, and I'm going to present a topic on theological studies on parental alcohol use in Tacoma. In the document I have mainly the following topics, that is introduction, literature review, methodology, findings, objectives, conclusion, and recommendations. Then on introduction, I have parental alcohol consumption jeopardizes family stability and the spiritual welfare of children. That's according to Boston Tell 2023, assert that the family is a sacred institution, serves when alcohol undermines parental roles, causing emotional abandonment, developmental delays, and academic challenges. Then we have scripture calls for self-discipline. We have some quotations there, which stands in a sharp contrast to the normalization of alcohol as a coping strategy for poverty and trauma. That is according to Anthony 2022. Huh? All right. Theological inquiry reconciles truth and grace, encouraging faith communities to offer counseling, recovery programs, and mentorship, frequently in collaboration with addiction centers. This study evaluates the effect of parental drinking on children's support networks, looks at how it fits or deviates from biblical teachings on family, responsibility, and health, and informs faith-based family restoration tactics in Washington State. Then we have background. This study investigates the effects of parental alcohol consumption on the emotional, behavioral, and spiritual well-being of children in Tacoma. Through surveys and interviews, study reveals that 80% of improvised families consistently consume alcohol, resulting in mood alterations, academic difficulties, and behavioral issues in children. The study highlights the church's potential role in offering counseling, recovery programs, and biblical guidance, thereby facilitating healing through spiritual support and community-oriented care for affected families. Then we come to literature review. And on this one, we have, this chapter highlights the call of the research which analyzes the following. We have one. This is on theological analysis, which captures how clergy should view parental alcohol abuse as theological crisis, disrupting God's image and family roles, requiring spiritual intervention. And point number 2 is on child development and alcoholic children of alcoholic parents experience trauma and neglect, which hinders their academic and spiritual development. Early faith-based support is crucial. Then point number 3, we have community involvement, and then we have faith-based interventions. On the overview of methodology, we have the following. The study examines the effects of parental alcohol use on Tacoma, Washington, children's development using a mixed methods approach. It explores the emotional, behavioral, and spiritual effects on kids aged 5 to 18 by combining surveys and interviews. It employs stratified random sampling to represent a range of socioeconomic backgrounds while adhering to Christian ethics. It acknowledges limitations such as self-reporting and cross-sectional design, while ensuring data accuracy with a sample of 100 participants. The results are intended to assist community healing initiatives and faith-based interventions. Then we have a methodology proponents. We have a mixed methods approach. Then we have criteria. We have criteria for purpose sampling. And then we have theological and ethical framing, and data restrictions and measures of reliability. We come to research timeline, which I had maybe set for about 4 months.
Go to the findings.
Then we come to research budget, we come to findings, and on the findings, I have 2 pages on findings. And yes? Okay. On findings, theological and family impact. Parental alcohol misuse disrupts Christian family values, requiring compassion, faith-based community support. And then we have child development consequences, which is children of heavy drinking parents face double the emotional and academic issues. My recommendations. One, religious leaders should support alcohol law reforms focusing on prevention and advocate increased funding for counseling and family-based treatments in under-resourced areas. Then, number 2, churches and community organizations should offer more parenting training, trauma-informed Sunday schools, and youth mentoring programs, children's education, mental health, and faith should be promoted. Then the last one here is churches should partner with the local health clinics, public schools, and child welfare agencies. Such partnerships can provide comprehensive support, reduce stigma, and aid Tacoma families in recovery. Well, listeners, I don't have that. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir. Well, I have just learned that I was supposed to get permission. I didn't. I just talked to sir. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to make only one comment, and I won't repeat it again. If you want to do anything about substance use, it's covered by federal law 42 CFR, the toughest law in medical care. You cannot ask, you don't have the training, and you don't have the license to ask people about their substance use. They can sue you, and you can go to jail.
Do you have the questionnaires?
You cannot ask anybody, and you should not even tell anybody out of this room, because it's putting my license in jeopardy. Right now, I'm hearing it, and I'm thinking, I'm taking classes. You have to take classes in ethics and law every year to keep your license. You cannot ask anybody and then use the data to present.
Okay.
So for anybody who is planning to do that, I said that last time, you cannot because you don't have the training. That's why we have shortage of people in substance use, because the training is hard. Because if I tell you my substance use problem, you go tell my boss, I lose my job. And people with substance use are at great risk for suicide. So they need trained people, not just anybody. Otherwise, that's why we have problems. So anybody with a topic about substance use, forget it until you get a class and you have somebody who is licensed tell you that it's okay. Because right now, I'm here, and I'm hearing all these things. If I don't say it, they'll come for my license. And I said that last time, and I'm still hearing those things. So please, this is not about me. Yeah, it's about the federal law, and I don't want you to end in trouble, so please don't do it again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
So please, if you did not go to the field, it is okay. Just tell us you did a meta-analysis.
Period.
Yeah.
Or you just wrote what is there.
You reviewed.
You reviewed, yeah, a review paper.
It's okay to review. It's okay to give findings of what you found.
Like you did good with that. Your paper.
And that is what you did.
Your paper is you reviewed and then you came up with recommendations.
Yeah.
That's all. You don't have to say mixed methods and no.
They used it. I think English is difficult. You can say the papers reviewed used mixed methods.
Yeah.
English.
The paper review.
The papers you reviewed used mixed methods.
Right.
But not you,
Not
because
me.
I know you didn't go to the field.
Right.
And
Well-
you have to have your references, always. If you don't have references, once again, at the end of the paper,
All right.
then your paper is not complete. So you did a good review paper.
Yeah,
Yours,
he did
even
a
if
good
you
job.
did review, but everybody, you don't have to say mixed methods and this and that and that. Just say what you did honestly. Don't try to add salt and sugar and all kind of spices.
Thank you.
Because
Thank
you are good. Like yours is a good,
It's a
review
good
paper.
one. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Can I
All right.
Thank you so much. Any questions from the yes audience? I'll start with him and then come back to you.
Okay, I just had a question for the panelists really quick. I keep hearing about federal and state laws when we're going out into the field. So I think it's important to know, do we need to have permits from both federal and state, or does the state permit cover us for the federal?
The state permit covers the federal guidelines. They ensure that the federal guidelines are adhered to, and they will make sure that you follow both aspects.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, our panelists. Although my stomach is full of water, the way things are going, I don't know. But I had a question on that when he was presenting on the issues of literature review citations. I don't know whether it's supposed there. I'm following up because I'm very interested. I'm interested in doing thesis at the end of my career. And I would like to know those questions that are being asked there, whether they make me feel the way I want. Just the issue of literature review. Citations, I didn't see the citations, and I think that is the area you people you are talking about, the references.
I think that question goes to Githinji, not that. Now that we don't have any other question, thank you so much, panelists, and thank you, other scholars. It is good. Now things are getting heated up now, and it is what it is, and we need to adhere to the rules and regulation of what we need to do. So right now we are going to break. Before we break. Dr. Suzanne? Yes? Yes, you're in trouble. Yeah.
I only have to dance at least 1 minute because she has done this, even her presentation, and has talked for 1 minute about the thesis writing, what you did in your dissertation.
My thesis?
Yeah, for 1 minute.
Oh, okay.
1 minute.
Well, my name is Dr. Suzanne Shoemaker. I was very privileged. I was in a seminary near here, Covenant Bible Seminary, where my husband has taught for 20 years. And so I was doing my doctorate. I did a master's of divinity, and then I did a master's of biblical studies. Well, then when I did my doctorate, I chose to do church history. And I did a similar thing to Dr. Francis. We didn't know each other then, but when he met me, he told me he had done a similar thesis, because instead of just choosing, often people will choose one portion of church history. Because of course church history is 2,000 years, right? From Christ to today. But my goal was to give the younger generation, that's where my heart really was and is, to give the young people a picture of Christ to today. And because we are living in a world that is moving so fast, a soundbite world, I prayed and I said, God, how can I give this big picture, a macro? You know, we have the micro and the macro. This is a big overview. And I was driving along and it came to me a tree. And all of you, I think I've had all of you as students, haven't I? And most of you have had my church history class, right? And the tree is what I use. And I divided church history in 10 parts. It starts, the seed is Christ. The roots are the early church, first 300 years, the trunk, Middle Ages. Really good analogy too, because the trunk doesn't look like much is happening, right? But without a trunk, you don't get the fruit, right? So anyway, we went through the 10 stages, ending up in 20th century America and Western culture and world, global. So I was doing my final doctorate thesis during COVID. And so because of that, I had to do, one of my things was to do a lecture. I wanted to do an entire weekend from Friday to Sunday to see if I could cover it, the 10 lectures. Well, I couldn't do it in person. So actually, it ended up being a blessing. I did an online 10-week series. I had a group of people join me, students, and then I gave them a test at the end. So my lectures, if you ever want to hear them, they are on YouTube. Susan Shoemaker, His Tree, YouTube, 10 lectures. Okay, so anyway, that was my thesis, plus I wrote, of course, about a 200-page thesis, which I'm hoping to print eventually into a book. And I will dedicate it to all of you for sure. Okay, thank you.
Let's give a hand clap. Thank you so much. And now, when we take the break, please, we want to do as quick as possible so that we can return back. Just remind you that we are live. That's why we are not going to do anything apart from just taking that few minutes, take the tea and everything else that's behind there. And to our viewers and to our listeners, please remember, we are going to be here. We're only going to take a few minutes break, and after the commercial break, then we will resume back. And if you have any question, please don't hesitate. Give us a call. At the bottom of your screens, you will see the number and also the email that you can reach us out. For now, we are taking the break. God bless you, and see you in about 10 to 15 minutes. Goodbye.
Fulbright Theological Seminary, education for prosperity. Are you passionate about deepening your theological knowledge and helping others through biblical counseling? Look no further. Fulbright Theological Seminary, we equip believers with the wisdom and skills to transform lives through faith-based education. With the stewardship of servants of God dedicated to total transformation for students, led by President and Vice Chancellor, Reverend Dr. Francis Kithuku, Vice Chancellor, Pastor Jeffrey Froshi, and Dean of Curriculum, Dr. Eunice Waithaka. you are sorted. We offer a variety of courses tailored to your spiritual and ministerial growth, including certificate in theology and counseling, associate degree in theology and biblical counseling, master's in theology and biblical counseling, and doctorate in theology and biblical counseling. We also provide specialized programs such as chaplaincy certification, discipleship training, and trauma-informed care, ensuring you are fully equipped for ministry and service. With course durations ranging from 3 months to 3 years, you can choose a program that fits your schedule. Plus, our tuition fee are budget-friendly, making theological education accessible to all. We are located at 8